All right, well, I think we will get started, and I'm just going to have Jason kick it off a little bit. Jason, is there anything you want to say before I get into the nuts and bolts?
I just wanted to thank everyone for taking the time to join us so we could talk about the Disaster Services Knowledge Network today. I really do see that it's going to be a tool for all of us to use in national service and disaster services to share information, resources, ideas, and I hope you guys find this useful for, oh, sorry, 1 second.
Sure.
I'll send it to you. Okay. Sorry, that was Katrina because she was trying to get the call-in number as well. So anyway, there will be a couple of follow-up items that I have after Laura finishes with her presentation, and any items to check in with you guys. Jen's actually on deployment at the moment, so hang around after Laura's finished, and we'll follow up on just a few items. Okay, take it away.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to go over today, let's see. Oops. Hang on 1 sec here. I'm just trying to get to the next slide. I have a problem here. Hold on. I think we're stalling out here a little bit. Sorry, bear with me.
These are all the way that technology is going to make your life easier.
Okay, WebEx was being uncooperative. So I don't know how many of you really are that familiar with the National Service Knowledge Network, so I'm going to just do a quick overview of the whole thing before we take a closer look at the Disaster Services Network. And I'm just show you some of the features and talk about how we would like you to contribute your knowledge. And then at the end, if you have any questions, just dive right in. Like I said, I believe your phones were unmuted at the beginning, and the code is *6 to mute, #6 to unmute. So feel free to jump in anytime. Okay, so who am I? I'm Laura Norvig. I have a library science degree. I'm a librarian at heart. I've been doing CTA for the corporation for 13 years. And in addition to curating content for the website, I now oversee the community management for the Knowledge Networks. I'm also a bit of a social media addict, and I love interacting with national service programs on Facebook and Twitter and the Knowledge Network. So a little bit of history about ETR. We've been providing TTA to CNCS really ever since Americorps got started, since around 1995. We had some periods where we did a lot of intensive work with face-to-face trainings. At one point we had a physical lending library. We've done a lot of phone and email TA. We are still hosting some other web resources such as the Vista Campus. And although it's geared towards Vistas, if any of you want to point your other Americorps members there, there's a lot of resources there for them. The Online Learning Center is primarily for program director level, state commission level grantees, and there's all kinds of courses in there for you. We used to be called the National Service Resource Center, and at one point we were just called the Resource Center. We are transitioning now. We're calling ourselves the Knowledge Network. In the past couple of years, the corporation has been working with us to implement TTA strategy to facilitate more robust peer-to-peer learning, as opposed to kind of, presenter, trainer to audience, to get more to peer-to-peer learning and resource sharing going. Travel budgets are tight, and face-to-face trainings are becoming more infrequent. And the face-to-face trainings the corporation does still host are primarily focused on financial and grant management. We also host online materials for the National Performance Measurement Resources, but along with that, the shift to the peer-to-peer learning was kind of what prompted the name change to the Knowledge Network. So let's take a look at that. This is just a screenshot of the home page. I can click you through to the website a little bit later and we'll browse around. And you'll see that the home page is designed to hone in on the focus areas of the new strategic plan. The top of it includes a slideshow, so there's several different slides on there that change to highlight new resources as they become available. Each of the knowledge networks within the overall knowledge network includes similar elements. And this one, the Veterans and Military Families one, was one of the first ones we launched. It started with a small beta group about a year or so ago in order to get a bunch of discussions going before we really opened it up more to the public. Now it is quite active. You can see there's a lot of discussions going on there. One advantage of having a structured discussion board like this is the possibility of organizing the topics. But we did learn from doing this one that sometimes having too many topics can be a little overwhelming. People weren't sure where to post, but now they're getting the hang of it, and there's lots and lots of discussions going on there. And we also reach out to potential partners, so it's not just grantees that are using this resource. It is available to anyone who creates an account, and we do vet the accounts to make sure that someone seems to be either a grantee or a partner. So let's take a look at how you would navigate from the home page of the Knowledge Network to the Disaster Services Knowledge Network. You can just click right on that photo that says Disaster Services, or if you're on an interior page of the website, you would roll over the top where it says Knowledge Networks, and then you get this huge menu, but over on the left, you can navigate to the disaster one at any time. Now, another thing you can do, of course, is bookmark this main disaster services page. So that's another way to get there. And there's even a bookmarking service within the network itself. So let me see if I can show you how that part works. WebEx may be a little slow here. Sorry. Hang on.
This one?
Oh, that one. Okay. All right.
Oh, that was terrible. We're having a resolution issue.
That's okay. I will go back to the slides. There's something about seeing the web live that I'm not happy with. Okay, so here is the Disaster Services Network, and it is packed with a lot of different resources and features. So what I want to do is kind of a round-the-clock tour. So starting in the upper right, when you first come to the network, you need to click Join to join the group. You'll also see above where it says Join, there's the Create an Account or Log In. If you haven't created an account at all, you need to do that first. If you have created an account, you need to check whether you're logged in or not. Once you're logged in, you can click Join, and that's joining this specific group so that when there are discussions on this specific group, you will get notified of that. So if you need any help determining whether or not you already have an account, you can just contact me. I'll give my contact information at the end of the webinar. And we're always here to help you with creating an account or logging in. You can reset your password anytime through the website itself. Now, once you have joined, you're going to see something a little bit different. Let's see. Okay. Once you've joined, you're going to see something different in that top right area. Instead of saying join, it knows you've already joined. It's going to show you all of the members of this group, this knowledge network. And so that's another key to kind of let you know whether you're logged in or not. The members will show up when you're logged in, and they're not visible to anyone who isn't logged in. So there's some degree of separation there. So your profile is not being exposed to everyone on the web. This is an example of a member profile, a member of the group of the Knowledge Network. And I know some of you have recently set up accounts, and the more information you give, the better. There's a bit of serendipity with finding out who's on the network, and if you tell a little bit about yourself, you know, you may end up finding someone you want to contact or ask a question. There is a feature here, you can see in the upper right, it says send merrily a message. So you can send other members of the network a private message, and that does protect your email. If for some reason you weren't ready to share your email with that person, they will get an email with your message, they can log on and reply, and then you can start sort of corresponding via the website, but it's completely private just to the two of you. So again, you have to be logged in to see someone's profile. So let's go back to, as I was saying, kind of like a round-the-clock tour. We started in the upper right, where it's either going to say join if you haven't joined, or it's going to show you the recent members. Coming down below that, you've got there's a featured video, which we swap out every once in a while. And then we have featured resources, and these are a few key resources that Kelly DeGraff picked after the last EMI session they did. There's some resources she thinks are important. And we may swap these out from time to time, but these are some really key ones. You'll see under featured resources, it says all resources. And you can click that and see everything on the website that we have tagged as related to the disaster service focus area. Below that, we have events and conferences, and you may put in your own calendar events. There's a feature there to do that. You can see it says add event. We also try to kind of keep an eye on things and put events in there, but you're welcome to submit things yourself, and that's one of the advantages of having an account and logging in, is you can submit calendar events. Let's see. The next thing is the Newsfeed. That is something that Jason Scott and I have been curating. We have like a little service where we go out and look at news items around the country and add them to that Newsfeed. So that's kind of a fun thing. If you click on one of those or click on more under the Newsfeed, you'll actually go to a place where you can see all the different articles and resources that we've curated over the last several months. Below that, we have the link to the basic performance measures that are aligned with this focus area. And like I said, ETR is hosting a comprehensive kind of performance measure resource. So that's going to drill down to the exact measures that align with disaster services. Let's see. coming around. We have shared documents coming around in a clockwise manner to share documents, and this is a place where you can post any kind of sample forms or resources. Maybe it's like a worksheet you use, or really anything that your program uses in relation to this work. You click on share a document and you can upload documents there and describe them. It's not going to post immediately to the web. We do a little bit of vetting. We're just going to click on it, make sure it's not a virus, and check on that it's related to the topic, but then we will post it and we'll let you know what URL it's at. Practices and program examples. Okay, I do want to try to go back and show you that live. We'll see if the website cooperates. Oh, okay. We're going to have to do some technical adjustments here so the website looks better. In the meantime, does anyone have anything they want to share about their experience getting on the Knowledge Network, or have you started using it at all? I know a few of you did create accounts.
This is Jason. I went ahead, had been looking for a document that state commissions could use to write some disaster language so that they could engage programs in disaster-related activities if it wasn't their primary focus into their grants. And Julie had sent me some stuff. Julie Struck from Iowa, who I think is on the phone, had sent me some stuff. So we went ahead and shared that also in the shared document. So those are the kind of things that we're looking for you guys to go ahead and put up there, just great tools or resources that you use in the field that you think might be useful for other folks engaged in disaster and national service programming.
Great. And I wanted to say, too, that the website has a really robust search. The search is very good. And when you perform a search, now you are going to get not just disaster stuff. It's not specific to that. You will get other things from the website. But there's a filtering mechanism on the left-hand side after you do a search that can really allow you to drill down. It'll say things like filter by service area, and you'll see disaster there, or filter by stream of service. You can filter by Americorps or Senior Corps. And so I really encourage people to check out the total website search because it's a good quality search. It's very robust. So we were talking about the discussion board. So I want to click through now and show you what you get when you click on View All Discussions and Their Topics. So contrary to what we did with the Veterans Network, we tried to keep this a little simpler. We've got a place for general introductions, an open discussion board. We have this special place just for you guys, the DRCA members, in case you have kind of, things that are unique to your situation that you want to discuss in there. And then after, there was a big Points of Light CNCS emergency management conference or training earlier this year, and so there's a lot of resources in there. So let's try clicking on open discussion. And, we may regroup and reorganize some of this stuff later as we see what emerges. But you'll see there's quite a few different things going on in this area. Sometimes when there's a topical event happening right now, we've tried to Jason has started some areas for that, area for FEMA Corps, but then also the perennial topics like preparedness or spontaneous volunteers. So what you would want to do is kind of look, if you have a question you want to ask, see if it fits in any of these areas. If not, you can add a new topic to all of these topics, and you can start your own topic. But if you're thinking, oh, I really have a question about managing spontaneous volunteers, then you'd want to click through to that particular topic. and you'll see the discussions that have already happened there. You know, there's a little bit of an indent when someone has replied to a discussion versus posting a new discussion. Some of the older comments, if you've already read them, will be collapsed, and then you just click on it to expand it. You can expand it or collapse it because the page can get kind of long with all these different discussions. Let's see. You can also, let me see if I am actually logged in here. Okay, so I can tell I'm logged in. One way I can tell I'm logged in is it says My Account up here in the upper right. And another thing I wanted to show you was, and this is just a test account. I didn't want to use my admin account because it looks different. But if I click on My Profile, that would be another way to navigate to the groups I had joined. They would show up in the right here. And at this point, I haven't joined any groups. So let's go back to, sorry. You can also see when you're in the middle of discussion and you might think, well, how the heck do I get back to the main page? We've got return to the disaster services main page or return to the main discussion page. So that may be easier than clicking your back button. So let's go back to the main page. And with this test account, I do have a Knowledge Network account, but I have not joined. So I'm going to click Join. And once I click Join, what's going to happen is I will now be notified of new discussions that take place here. And then if I go to my profile, it's actually going to show me I belong to this group, Disaster Services Network. And below that, you'll also see Edit My Account. This is where you can make any changes that you need to make to your account. You want to change your password or your email address. If you want to change your personal information, you can click on that. You need to, let's see. This is where you could add I really encourage people to add this About Me area. Now, I also wanted to let you know, since most of you are connected with Americorps programs, there is an Americorps Knowledge Network as well. We have not really marketed yet. It's kind of brand new, so there's very few members in there, but I would love for all of you to join this one as well. And this is just a general resource for state commissions, Americorps project directors, and again, it's just getting started. So you can see if I click Join on this one, I'm going to join, then I'll be notified of new discussions, return to the main page, and that's interesting.
Might not be included. Well, we'll look at that.
Okay. That was supposed to show the members also. Brand new network. And there's a Senior Corps one. Is anyone on the call? You guys are all Americorps, right? But some of you, if you're with the State Commission, you may want to know also about, there's a Senior Corps Knowledge Network as well. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to tell you about is a wiki that we created a while ago. Let's see if I can get to it. Okay, I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. Let's see. So, again, to go over how you would add you can add a topic, or you can click through to a topic. This is just showing how to navigate to what your, this is what my real profile looks like. You can see I belong to all the different groups and networks. There's the recent members on the Americorps network, so, and you can click through and see all members there. But we do have this other wiki, and I'll send out these slides as well, so you can go through them at your own pace, and you'll have this link. But this is a wiki that we worked on with TechSoup and with Jane Cravens, who is also doing a little bit of contract work for these knowledge networks, so she is a resource for you as well. We really hope that you will participate, and if you need any tips on participating, you have any questions about, how to effectively participate online, you can check out the wiki, you can contact me, you can contact Jane. So I will open it up for questions. Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay. Then I'm going to show you my contact info and our different social media presences. There is, I think the WebEx, when it closes, is going to take you to a survey or a little evaluation piece. That's just what we usually do with our webinars. And I think that is it. I'm going to turn it back over to Jason. And Jason, let me know if you want me to stop recording the webinar or for your...
Yeah, you can stop recording the webinar. Folks can get off of the WebEx if we're done with that, and then we'll just do our DRCA updates.
Okay.
That's okay, Laura, if the call can stay open for us?